in that time, it's important to stop, think, and become someone who wants to find the greatest possible resolution for both parties, to become someone who is who has not succumbed to fear and anger, to become the voice of reason. So that is one meaning of this phrase to me. Another one might be that when we are in the act of doing something, and then suddenly the voice in our head appears. Don't do it. This is not someone would like to be. And that is also the voice of reason. That was the first definition that came into my mind when I thought about the theme of this topic. And another theme, it might be a chapter from the Witcher books. I don't know how much you are familiar with that, but there is also a voice of reason in there. And so I would like to ask you today what this phrase means to you, which experiences of your life appear when you hear it. So for today's guest, we have Mikhailo, for example. So, Mikhailo, what the phrase voice of reason means to you? Oh, well, okay.
Mikhailo, please unmute yourself if you are here and turn on your camera if you.
Hello guys, I'm just commuting home on train, so the connection is not stable. So I'm just attending today.
Yes, I see. Okay. Well then, Natalia, what would you like to tell us about the meaning of this phrase to you?
Yeah, for me, I have two things about this. From one side, for me, it's if it has relation to my work, it's some base for decision. For example, documents, data, some analytic reports like this. But for my personal life, it's a voice inside me that prevents me from rash action, maybe some dangerous decisions, something like this.
I see. Yeah, for me as well. Thank you. And so, Anna Yorishova, would you like to tell us what this means to you as well?
Yeah. What is the meaning? What should I explain?
Anything that pops into your mind when you hear the voice of reason. It might.
Yeah, voice of reason. Actually, I am listening to a lot of skeptical podcasts, and I really think it's better to know the truth than living in a fantasy, as long as we can do something with the reality. That's basically that's what pops into my mind to keep it real.
Yes. Yes, I see. Keeping, the track of what is real and what needs to be done and being present, that is important. And yeah, Vitaly, would you also share with us what this means to you?
When I hear something about voice in my head, whether it's voice of reason or voice of something else, I think that it can be very cunning because of those voices, they might not be voices of reason. And so when I should make some reasonable decision, it's better to be in the state where I'm calm and I have no voices, any voices in my head, and then the answer would be obvious, and that would be more accurate and probably more reasonable than if I would listen some voices of reason in my head. So I prefer do not believe in those voices, at least now. Thank you.
Yeah, that is quite unique interpretation, to make the voice silent and let it come to you instead of something else. Yeah. Okay. And then Anne Brown, would you like to share with us what this means to you?
Well, when we're children or young, or even at this age, we just sometimes have a feeling, don't go out today, and then something happens. And on the other hand, I am that kind of person that dreams things that will happen. So one day I told my husband, please call your uncle. He must be sick. And it was true. So sometimes we just have a feeling. Maybe it's not reason, but a feeling.
Yes, I see. It's quite an intuition you got there, to feel things like that. Okay, and with that, let's introduce the persons who will manage the structure of today's meeting to make it as reasonable as possible. So the first one, the timer. And Maria, as the first thing, I would like to ask you what voice of reason means to you, and hopefully, am I right? I might having a stroke right now.
So you want me to introduce?
Yeah, sorry. How do we call it? I make a mistake in my head. Sorry. So just please introduce your role. I confused it with someone else.
That's fine, no problem. So, time flies, and I'm here to help you with that. So for our speeches today, they will be 5 to 7 minutes. I will show the green light when the 5 minutes approaches, the yellow light at 6, and the red at 7. And for the table topics is 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and 2 minutes. And for the evaluations, it's 2 to 3 minutes. So I will show the green light or the green card at 2 minutes, 2.5, the yellow, and at red, 3 minutes. That's the description of my role today. Back to you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Anne. And so the next role that will keep us in check grammatically, the grammarian, Maria Teresa, please tell us what the voice of reason means to you and explain us your role.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, first of all, I'm delighted to be joining Chamber again. I feel it a great honor. What should I say? I'm a U.S. citizen. The voice of reason today did not prevail. Somebody became president in my eyes who has no idea what to do with that kind of power. And to be honest, it scares me. Okay, but let's get to my grammarian. You want me to explain my grammarian role now, Nicholas?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay. In Toastmasters, of course, we think about public speaking. But here in Toastmasters, we also learn to listen, to pay attention. We encourage critical thinking. And as such, we have certain people who pay more attention to what we're doing. I am today's grammarian, which means I'm going to be listening very carefully to the use of the English language in the course of your meeting. I don't mean to embarrass anybody, so please tell me, what is the procedure in your club? If I hear a mistake, do I say who I associate with it, or do I just say the mistake was made?
You please just say the mistake was made. Yeah.
And no person mentioned?
No.
Okay, because clubs are different. There's a different procedure. In any event, I'm listening very careful to the English language. I will comment on your good use of the English language and also where I found you went a little bit in the wrong direction. As part of my role as grammarian, I also have a word of the day. And I thought it would be good to tie it in with the theme of the meeting, the voice of reason. So I've chosen the word as enlighten. Enlighten. What does that mean? That means to impart knowledge. For example, if you know somebody who's never heard about Toastmasters, they might say, hey, Maria Teresa, can you enlighten me what a Toastmasters meeting is all about? There also is a period in history in the 18th century, which was a philosophical movement called the Enlightenment, where people turned away from traditional ideas in science, in art, in religion. So any use of enlighten or enlightenment would qualify as using the word of the day. And with that, I turn back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Nicholas.
Thank you, Maria Teresa. I hope that each of us mentioned by your grammarian report will be enlightened for our future speeches. And the last but not least, the role that I'm very fond of lately, the Zoom Master. It makes more easier for your eyes to pick the target to focus on. And this evening, this role belongs to Vlado. So please tell us what the voice of reason phrase means to you, and then please explain your role.
How much time do we have? Anyway, the voice of reason. I will put it differently because recently I'm reading books about how our brain works, about the word tricks, to how people fight with social anxieties, etc., etc. And basically what I'm starting to realize is that we as people, we think that we are reasonable creatures, that the thoughts we have in our head make sense. But oftentimes it's just a garbage which we interpret as something which is more than noise or garbage. For example, we interpret our fears, our internal fears, caused by different parts of the brain, amygdala, if it rings a bell to you, to something which we think that it's the reason why we act as we do. But oftentimes it just we are animals at the basis. So the voice of reason, it really depends. We as a whole, we as a people, we've moved and we achieved tremendous things, but many of our thoughts are really not that significant. And with that, it helps me to go through the life recently as I achieve some other things, because I don't put so much stress on this brain of mine. So maybe something to think about. And about my role, the Zoom Master or the Zoom Spotlighter is a relatively new role in Chamber, and it was introduced to us by the Gabby's Club. Before them, we never used that. But in general, it's a Zoom Master role, so I'm making sure that there is only people speaking who's supposed to be speaking at the camera. And what I'm also doing is everything you see on the screen. You can take my role as I was kind of a director of this whole show, and I'm making sure that I'm deciding who gets the stage and in what form. So hopefully it was meaningful, this explanation to you, and enjoy the show.
Thank you. And thank you for your future, endeavors in writing. I'm looking forward to that. And with that, let's hear the reasoning of today's speaker. So the first one is Adam Barinski, and he will tell his opinion on whether aging is really a disease. Adam, are you ready?
I sure am. Bring it on.
Well then, stage is yours.
Thank you very much. You wake up. You slowly start crawling away from your bed, with your joints hurting in agony every step of the way. You manage to get out and decide to go for a walk. The weather outside is nice, though you have a hard time in verifying that. You see, without bulky glasses, you wouldn't be able to see in front of you, and a device strapped onto your head is the only thing that prevents you from going completely deaf. But still, you decide to go running. You start to go running, but then you realize that if you continued, your heart would have given out. And let's not even think about what would have happened if you fell. Life truly is bleak. This might have been an imaginary story, but such is the reality for many among us. According to a study by the Australian government, 80% of people over 65 are suffering from one chronic disease or more. These are cancer, cardiovascular disease, respiratory disease, and so on. And I mean, after all, just ask your parents or grandparents, are they healthy? Are they vital? If yes, then congratulations, but they are in the minority. But there is a light at the end of this tunnel. You see, the science of aging has made monumental progress over the past years. And the diseases I've mentioned before, we are getting ever closer to defining the root cause of them and curing them not as individual diseases, but as aging itself. What are those causes, by the way? Well, let me enlighten you. When our cells divide, they unfortunately have to damage the DNA somewhat. That is okay. Your body can handle that. But as you age, you slowly start losing that ability, and the DNA gets broken and broken down until your body and your cells fail. Either they die, they become cancer, or worse still, they become senescent cells. These kinds of cells, instead of dying and being recycled, they stay and rot and spew out signals to destroy the tissue around itself, and also to make more cells like it senescent and continue the cycle. Your body can handle that. Problem is, as you get older, it loses that ability. Not enough. In times of stress or disease, your body makes these molecules, these ravenous monsters of molecules, which grab others just to destroy them and feed their hunger. And that's okay. Your body can handle that. Though as you age, it starts to cave into the pressure and ultimately death. It's quite somber, but at the end of the day, I did promise you a light at the end of the tunnel. And over time, we have been able to make good medicines against these things. We can repair the DNA, we can clear out the senescent cells, and we can even stop the molecules, by the way, they're called oxidants, which is why we are told to take antioxidants. But there is a simple way, and much more effective at that too. All you need is good exercise, good sleep, lack of stress, and a good diet. But that doesn't sound fun, does it? Exercise, eating well. And to that, I would like you to present two versions of you. One version is vital and full of energy and ready to take anything the world has to offer. The other, still overweight, only waiting, its mind being too foggy to focus on anything, only for death to arrive. One is not only able to enjoy life, this part is also able to help others to become an asset, and the other has to be cared for. Can't do anything. So I ask you, would you rather care for yourself and help others? Is it not your duty to do so? Is it not your duty to prevent others from having to care for you, to weigh down our system because you have decided to become sick and not care for yourself? I pass that question on to you. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech. This is the question that I posed myself some time ago when I was not doing so well with my health. So I was forced to the resolution that you proposed some time earlier. And yeah, hopefully I and people in this room and will not stray from that path. But I have another question for you, is the theme of this meeting. So, voice of reason. What pops in your mind when you hear this, Adam?
Me, voice of reason is this thing in the back of your mind, always trying to tell you something good. Although that doesn't mean that you listen to it. Often it has happened to me that a voice of reason did tell me not to do something, and I willingly ignored it, only to bear the consequences.
Yeah, you ignore it on your peril, this voice. Yeah, so thank you. And for the next speaker, Natalia, are you ready to tell us why indeed do we prefer to do the things at the 11th hour?
Yeah, I'll try. Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah, well, go.
Thank you. Good day, dear audience. 2 hours ago, I was looking at my very long to-do list. At the bottom of it is a project that I really hate. I've been putting it off for 3 weeks. And deep down, I understand that it will continue until I have only 1 week left. As a result, I will be sitting at the computer all through my holidays, rushing with everything falling apart. I'll be nervous and exhausted. I know it, but I still prefer to start this project at the 11th hour. Have you ever felt like this? We all procrastinate. In other words, delay things till the last minute. In many cases, it's not a big problem. It's not a serious problem until we make habit from putting off things, serious things, even in face of negative consequences. Procrastination has many reasons. Let's focus on the most common one. One of the reasons is low self-confidence and fear. When you feel unsure about your abilities, you might find easier to put these things off. In this situation, a little voice inside your head might say, you are not good enough to complete this task. As a result, this sense of limited self-efficacy prevents you from starting or completing the task. Perfectionism is another reason for procrastination. Perfectionism is something described as fear in disguise. People who struggle with it may have difficulty with accepting errors, delegating tasks, and criticize themselves by not because they not achieving the desired outcome. If you are showing sign of perfectionism when you haven't before, procrastination can be a factor. Low self-confidence and fear are not the only reasons for procrastination. Another is lack of motivation. Many of us think we must feel inspired to work on a task at a specific time. But however, you'll likely find the time that the time never feels right and task remains incompleted. It's not laziness or bad time management, it's procrastination. You may go the extra mile at the gym or regularly clean your house, but still delay the task. Many of us might be more motivated by immediate gratification than low-term reward. For example, staying in bed watching TV may seem more appealing to long-term rewards of learning to write a speech. This tendency can impact our ability to plan or pause before reaction, sometimes leading to disorders or impulsive behavior. But even if you are highly motivated and confident, you are not insure from procrastination. Feeling overwhelmed or mentally fatigued can also lead to putting things off. It's both a symptom and a cause of procrastination. The main reason for fatigue is too much to handle with little support and no end in sight. Your brain feels exhausted and unable to function optimally. Sometimes people procrastinate because they feel overwhelmed from many tasks that coming at them from every direction. I believe my delay with the project is due to a feeling overwhelmed. But at least I aware of the issue, and that means that I can manage it. One patient from a procrastination therapy program at the University of California compared procrastination with a deadline. Pulling it out feels like solving the problem, but its deep roots allow it to grow back. Consider what life issues you might resolve by addressing procrastination, whether related to confidence or a lack of motivation or mental fatigue. Remember, procrastinating brains believe the task will be easy in the future, but that's rarely true. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech. I will remember that because I'm trying to change it, but I am also the person. I guess many people are that are the things at the 11 hour. No, for me this is weird, but for me it's a weird satisfaction when when I just finish the project on time, but not before, but right on time. Like I start sometime and I finish it at the deadline. And yeah, the better example, I will not talk too much, but when I go into the bus, it's very satisfying for me when as I arrive on the station, the bus comes as well. So something like that. I like, to start as late as possible and then finish it just on time. Yeah, so I guess that might be some procrastination in my mind. Will not talk any further. Let's move into the next section of this meeting, the table topic session, which will be quite unique today. I will like to show you some passion of mine beside the Toastmasters. It's the debate competition debate, and let me share the screen to show you what it will like what I This is very unprofessional, but can someone tell me how you share the screen on the Zoom meetings? Where is the thing for that?
You should see a button called share screen. Let me make sure that
this green one. Sorry, this green button.
Yeah.
I see. Quite invisible.
Are you able to see this button?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. Into document.
Use the arrow.
Yeah, I'm just So are you able to see?
Yes, we can see the screen.
See the screen. So, and this one, the right one, the slide. Do you see the Easy Speak or the slide?
The slide with opener, closer, rebuttal.
Hey, great. Yeah, sorry for that. So the table topic session today will be in the form of debate, and debate works as following. So there is at first there is a thesis, which is some controversial statement that there is that can be debated, and then there is the proposition and opposition. Proposition proposition debates that the statement is valid and agrees with the statement, and the opposition disagrees with the statement, and we'll compose those two teams, proposition and opposition, and at each side there will be 3 speakers. So the first one, the opener, will introduce the main arguments, 1 or 2, and he will make a statement and then explain the impact of the argument, how it affects the world, how it affects the people, group of people. After that, there is a rebutter.
I have a question for timing purposes. What time would that be?
Yeah, the times are as you said at the start. It's 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Then comes the rebutter, and rebutter reacts to the argument of the opposing side. So he will try to display the weak points of the arguments, and he might add new arguments for his side, or just make the existing stronger, broaden the impact. And then there is a closer. He usually does not add new arguments. He strengthens the position of his team, tries to weaken the position of the other team, and summarize the debate as a whole, and explains why it is his side that won the debate. So the overall structure is that, proposition starts, so opener as for the proposition starts, and then comes opener for the opposition, and so on and so forth. So at the end, there is the closer for the opposition, and the very last speech belongs to the closer for the opposition. This might seem, daunting, but try to have fun with it. I think it might be, enriching for you, this type of improvisation. You will have to listen to the other side and actively react to it. I will also post this slide to the chat. And at the start, my plan is to pick the openers, and they might start to prepare the arguments as we will continue to pick other members of the team. So at first, is there anyone who would like to participate in this, willingly? Someone interested? I encourage you.
Yeah, I am interested.
Okay, great. So Anna Yurisheva, you will be the opener for the proposition.
And do we have a proposition?
Yes, you agree with the statement, and I will also.
Okay, and you will give us the statement later.
The statement is that this statement is the thesis. Mobile phones should be forbidden in the school. Like the statement. Who would like to be the speaker for the opposition, the opener? Is there some? Okay. Victor, what do you say to that?
Okay, I will be an if I've got the idea right, I will be the opposite to opener, don't I?
Yes, you will disagree with the statement and prepare the arguments, the foundation for your side.
Okay.
Okay. Vitaly, would you make the honor of being the second speaker, the rebutter for the proposition?
So I have to support this idea, yes, that mobile phones should be forbidden, yes?
Yes.
This is my rule. I should support. Yeah, I can support it.
Then for the opposition, who would be? Natalia, would you like to participate?
I think I will look because in reality I do not I can't imagine how it should work.
Yeah. So no, do I understand correctly?
Maybe I can help. If not a problem, I'm the topic evaluator, but I can help.
Yeah. Okay. So Matej, you will be the rebuttal for the opposition. Now the closing positions. Adam Wariński, would you like to be the closer for the proposition?
Might as well. Wait, so just for the record, proposition is the what do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which agrees with the statement.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Maria Teresa, would you like to be closer for the opposition? Do you feel
Okay, but could you kindly explain to me again my role? What do I have to do?
Yes. I might, just leave it up for some time here. Yeah. So as the closer, you just summarize the debate and explain why you are right. You will try to strengthen your position. So these arguments that we brought are really cool, great, and that is why we are right. And the opposing side really didn't do that much of a job, as you can see here, and basically just the strengthen your position and weaken the position of the another team.
Okay, I don't completely understand. Am I supposed to be analyzing the difference between the pro and the con?
No, you have your you have your opinions assigned, so you are disagreeing with the statement.
Okay. So there should be allowed. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
You will try to help your team with their arguments and attack the arguments of the opposing side, which is Grieb 1. Okay.
Thank you.
I think this is quite a new and different format and something. It's I think quite a lot of information and confusing as a start. So I suggest you have the slide open if that is a possibility. If you have another screen or you can leave it opened. And so yeah. Best of luck to you, and I hope you will have fun. It's quite complicated, so don't worry about it too much. Just have fun. It's just to try out this new format. And with that, I would like to ask Anna Yurishova to open the debate for proposition and tell us why mobile phones should be forbidden in school.
Dear Toastmasters, state governments and European Commission, thank you for inviting me on behalf of your states to defend or to present your proposition that mobile phones should be in the whole European Union forbidden on school grounds. We assemble with our team several research committee, and the main reasons that are supporting this proposition, the first one is the health reason. due to several research studies conducted in the last 10 years, because mobile phones are relatively new phenomenon. Let's define the mobile phone first. 20 years ago, we got mobile phones that were just used for messages and phone calls, and they were quite expensive and not every kid could afford them. However, as it develops, I am also teacher at the university and researcher. My students now, they have access to ChatGPT, a lot of artificial technologies, and they are basically glued to their mobile phones 24/7. So according to several studies that I am happy to provide you with, not just with Harvard University, but different research center we cooperate with, as well as OECD, it has been proven that this effect of such a distraction and unlimited screen time really affects the mental health. We don't even know the severity. The second argument of our government to appeal to the commission, it's basically the learning outcomes, because even our member had a speech about procrastination. It really tends, even from my own experience and research of American Psychological Association, it tends to really lead, we only have 5-year studies so far, I admit that, poor learning outcomes, and it really decreasing literacy, because students have a feeling that everything can be at your fingertips, found on mobile, and they cannot really check relevance and accuracy of the information. And the third argument that we would like to present, it's basically the safety, because of course we are banning the mobile phone on the school ground for students, and there will be security staff that still has access to them for emergency, and there will be designated hours when mobile phone can be used on the break. Basically for a safety reason, because children are also victims of scammers and different kind of dangers that parents cannot control on the school ground, and teachers don't have the capacity. So I would like to appeal to you for a health reason, educational outcomes, or safety. Let's ban the mobile phone on the school ground in the whole European Union. Back to table topic master.
Thank you for a very strong opening case. It's, a really quite problem if we have the world in our pockets and we don't have to think so much as we would have to without it. Now I invite to the stage the opener for the opposition. Victor, stage is yours.
Thank you, Nicholas. So speaking about such bright speech of the previous speaker of about forbidden mobile phone, I'd like to say that on the one hand, it looks like it looks like the truth, but let's look on this issue on the other side. So if speaking about the time that students and children spend on their mobile phone and using artificial intellect, it's you see, it's frankly speaking, it's their choice. So if forbid mobile phone at school, it looks like it looks like the statement that the best treatment after dot at your head is guillotine. So anyway, people need a mobile phone for different uses. It's their choice how they use their devices, but forbid devices because of some of people use them in a harmful way. It looks like a discrimination of other people. So if you think about this point, it wouldn't be a good idea to forbid mobile phones. On the other hand, if speaking about artificial intelligence, it's a tricky, disputable question because on the one hand, artificial intelligence can make harm for people when it discourages them to study. But you can find in the internet too many videos where opposite point of view is proved. So artificial intelligence, as many authors proved, can help the youth to study new things. So it can be very useful, and I agree with this point. I'd like to say that artificial intelligence is a tool, so it can be used in a useful and good way. So it's the problem of the parents who taught their children or didn't taught who either taught their children to use some tools in a bad way, or didn't use their children to use such tools in a good way. So it's not about the tool. If forbid every tool, what we can have for everyday's life. On the third view,
Yes,
I'd like to say
Victor,
that
I have to catch you here.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, for the time reasons. Okay, so when we manage this tool, we can still harness its power and bring some benefits to our students. I would like to now invite the second speaker for the proposition, Vitaly. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Nicholas. As I understood, I have to support at least few arguments of the previous speaker, and I would choose the argument about focus. And as you probably know, that I've been studying the human brain for more than probably 10 years. So hello, Vladimir, I can share some ideas with you about human brain some days. But when we speak about distraction, we have really a lot of facts and researchers. Gloria Mark, you can Google it, has very famous research about distraction. And it shows that to focus on a task, we need at least 23 minutes and 15 seconds of undistracted attention. When a child has a phone on his lesson, it's nearly impossible not to be distracted by this phone. So literally, his brain doesn't work at all. Again, what is thinking at all? You have to collect facts. You have to take a look at these facts. You have to focus at least 23 minutes to start this machine of thinking. And just after this, it started to work. But if you distract yourself each few seconds, or even once at 10 minutes, it wouldn't work at all. So it's crucially harmful for a child who is going to learn how to think, to have this constant distraction with him. By the way, do I have 2 minutes or less? Who can tell me? Because I see the red light.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Is it already 2 minutes?
Yes, 2
Any-
minutes have gone by.
Oh, it's quick. Okay. So thank you. You can Google research by Gloria Mark, 23 minutes, 15 seconds of focus. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Focus is a very important part of the studies, and its effects should not be abandoned. Now I would like to invite Matej as the rebuttal for the position. Stage is yours.
Just to explain, the rebuttal of the position of Vitaly, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so no, you will attack the proposition, so debate against Vitaly and Anna.
Okay, great. I do believe that banning mobile phones at schools can actually negatively influence our kids, because mobile phones provide us with access to plethora of videos, reels, and information. In a very short amount of time, we can access lots of interesting stimuli that can actually facilitate the creativity development in our kids. They can learn foreign languages. They can learn about the news, what is happening around the world, or maybe they can also find a new hobby. Like, for example, thanks to the internet and mobile phones, I found public speaking, and that's why I'm at Toastmasters, you know. Unfortunately, I didn't do it when I was a kid, but I'm pretty sure that lots of kids can find a reel and get interested. Maybe the reel will create this kind of grain of interest, and as a result, they will join some community, like our community, Toastmasters. Maybe they will start learning foreign languages. Maybe there's a TikToker who is giving some tips on how to speak English, Japanese, or Spanish, right? So that is why it creates this kind of, it can stimulate the development. So we can, of course, talk about distraction. We can talk about all the negative aspects, but I do believe that the mobile phones can be a great way to facilitate the development of our kids. They can find new hobby, they can get the information, and as a result, they can find themselves in the world. So I'm definitely opposing all the previous arguments of Vitaly and Anna, and I do believe that we should not ban the phones from schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Matej. Definitely, it's a great tool for socializing, you know, and to share with friends their findings and explore the internet together. Now, I would like you to invite the Adam to close the debate for the proposition. Adam, stage is yours. Are you with us?
He's muted and his camera is off, so I'm not sure.
I am with you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hold on. I need to turn my camera on. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Now let's get back to our debate. So just to summarize all the arguments that have been made by our side. First of all, phones affect the mental health of children. They create anxiety and depression. Also, there is not enough information. We have very limited studies to show whether they are actually good or bad, which means that we should probably not risk it. And also, we have a lot of safety concerns with the phones. Maybe the kids can get scammed. They can get reeled into some addictions. Also, also confirmed by the fact that we do not have enough information. And another argument which has been made was that we need 23 minutes and 15 seconds of undivided attention, which is just not possible when we have something distracting us. Although, on the other hand, as was said by the opposition, phones can be good because AI can help us to study. I certainly can agree. Yet we need to do it for different uses. They provide a lot of information and they can find us new habits. But overall, I think that these things are outweighed by the negatives. And I think that if we look at all the things which is harming it, and in schools no less, I think that ultimately we need to ban them, as well as to say that the good things, they don't have to be that, they don't cancel each other out. They can be good, just outside school. So I propose that we do ban phones. Thank you, and on to you.
Thank you, Adam. And now let's see what the opposition has to say about that. Maria, please end the whole debate by closing the case for your side.
First of all, I'm Maria Teresa. Okay, let's get that straight.
Yeah. Sorry, Maria Teresa, please.
Okay. So, the first speaker who was talking about forbidding the mobile phones, I thought your introduction was much too long. You were talking about all the people, the ministers, the European Union. You used valuable seconds to make your argument. For me, for a useless introduction, that went on too long. You could have made your point straight away. Just like you were not looking at us directly in the camera, you were looking to the side. And for me, that made you not so convincing. I couldn't relate to your arguments. I couldn't see what point you were trying to make. The other thing about affecting mental health, there is nothing conclusive. Science has not really come up with an answer on this one. So I don't think you can claim you can throw out scientific studies to prove that they are so awful for the children when that has not yet been proven. There was also a speaker who I found got so tied up with the artificial intelligence, I really lost your train of thought there. I had no idea where you were going with the artificial intelligence. And the other thing, and forgive me, you lacked passion. When you're defending something, you really have to get yourself into it. And the person who did that, and I don't know how to pronounce your name, forgive me for murdering it, Maciej. How do I say your name?
Maciej.
Maciej, you did exactly what I would have preferred Victor did. You were energetic, you were full of life, you were convincing, you were credible, you found at least all kinds of things to bring up that I thought were effective and maybe had an impact on people. The other thing that nobody mentioned in all of this, what are the consequences? You're going to ban the phones, you're going to take them away from the children. Guess what? They'll find other ways to bring the phones into school. I think, again, no consequences, no action. And that's it for me. Back to you.
Oh, that that was some round. Quite cool. Thank you for these wishes. Yeah, not wishes, that is strong. It was the very strong closer for the belly. Thank you for that. Now, let's get back to our speeches, precisely to their evaluations. And firstly, I would like to welcome on the stage Aloysius, who is a traveler and enjoyer of the nature, and seems like enjoyer of the word as well. Aloysius, stage is yours, and please tell us your thoughts about the first speech.
Respected Mr. Toastmaster and my dear
Yeah, so quick cut.
We just
Aloysius has
today
a weak bandwidth, so please
is a well-structured,
disable the video of disable your
attentive, and active speech.
Nicholas, please enable your camera and probably we can continue with the second evaluation to save on time.
Okay. Then please, Sergey, tell us your thoughts about the second speech.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Nicholas. Hello, dear fellow Toastmasters. Hello, dear guests of the club. Today we have a very interesting performance and speech from Natalia. Natalia gave me some special task about procrastination. And what about good points of Natalia? Natalia creates a very interesting speech about procrastination. And sometimes it's like a combination about theory and practice, and sometimes it's also a combination with words and activities about TV, about some different words. We all procrastinate with different arguments. Also, the good points for you, you show us very different and a lot of example about procrastinations, about this process, this phenomenon. And what the bad points for you? You give us a very small opening part and very small conclusion. You start not with a few words about procrastination, and you start about your words of your problem, about your history. And it will be better if you finish your speech with some example how these methods, with procrastination, how these struggles change your life, how it helps you. It will be better because the theory and practice is nothing without our personal story. And also, I advise you use some vocal variety because sometimes you're very monotonic. Try to use scream or some different voices because you are mid the procrastination and scary and feel fear. Show us different emotions because sometimes procrastination is like very big and we're very small. And also my advice is for you, my suggestion for you, try to use different gestures because your gestures not very your gestures not try to show with your gestures the level of this problem because sometimes the words is nothing. Our gestures is it's the big how to say the gestures show us the reason, and you show us the voice of the reason with your speech. Try to think about your voice and try to think about your structure because your structure is good, but without opening and conclusion. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sergey. And now I would like to invite Maciej to tell us how he sees today's table topics.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmasters Nicholas. Okay, can you hear me and see me well?
Loud and clear.
My haircut is not that good today. Anyway, okay, let me get straight to the point. When it comes to the table topics, I really appreciate the idea about the debate. It's something new, it's something very refreshing. However, I would consider if maybe better option will be get stick to the typical questions, especially before the contest season. I'm not sure how it works in Ukraine actually, but in Poland we have the contest season. In a few weeks time we have the division in table topics actually. So maybe it's better to get stick to the traditional table topics at Toastmasters. So anybody who wants to like practice, participate in the contest can actually get ready, can practice thanks to the table topics. I really appreciate the creativity with the debate. However, for me, it wasn't explained by the table topic master, by Nicholas, right? It wasn't explained in a way that it was clear who got which role, what are our responsibilities. I have to say that I was confused. I wasn't sure actually what is my role, what actually Ribaro is doing. So it would be much better if you explained in details. Also, if you mention that every single person who performs needs to finish the speech, the performance within the time constraints, because I wasn't sure if we have the same time constraints, okay? I'm also not sure if you explained how much time actually we have for our performances. It's very important, okay? So if we are experimenting with different form, great, go for it. But make sure that the context, this is the right time to experiment with the form. And also if you explained the rules in a proper way, so people who participate, speakers who participate are not confused when it comes to the roles. I have noticed some people, me including myself, were asking for some kind of questions to explain what actually they are supposed to do, okay? So it's very important to actually set up the clear expectations, the rules, so we know actually what we are supposed to do. When it comes to specific speakers who perform today, let's take a look. Anna, you are the first speaker who were trying to make us believe that we should ban the mobile phones. So you were kind of defending the thesis. Okay, Anna, you need to work on your vocal variety, because I had this impression you're basically reading out your answer from your computer, okay? You need to experiment with your voice because it sounded very robotic, okay? You need to make pauses, stop for a while, play with your voice. It's a great opportunity to test yourself, okay? So try to sound more conversational. Imagine you're talking to your friends, okay? You're at the after party, after Toastmasters meeting, and you want to talk to your friend. And if you recreate this kind of natural conversation, it will help you a lot in public speaking. Public speaking, good public speaking should be kind of conversational, okay? So definitely work on your vocal variety. Okay, when it comes to Victor, you were the second speaker. I've noticed lots of technical sounds. We call it sounds, okay? How can we eliminate sounds? Basically try to make pauses, okay? Pause your answer, pause your presentation for a moment, and it will help you to avoid technical sounds, okay? Also, Victor, try to work on your mimics, okay? And your facial expressions. Okay, try to watch yourself. If possible, record yourself while speaking and then watch yourself and try to eliminate some facial expressions that may suggest confusion and lack of confidence, okay? So definitely work on those aspects, sounds and your mimics. When it comes to Vitaly, I do believe that you got very good performance, Vitaly. I really liked your argumentation. You gave us a specific solution to the problem. Which I like. You mentioned the authority, Gloria Mark, and also you did something which we can call a composing device. You mentioned the authority of Gloria Mark at the very beginning, and you got back to it at the very end. So for me, from my side, it was one of the most, I would say, cohesive answers, cohesive performances when it comes to table topics. Next person is Adam. Adam, due to technical reasons, I got this impression that you've froze, so I couldn't really see you speaking. Am I right? Have you also noticed that Adam froze during the table topics? Anybody?
I mean, that is possible because I am on an iPad right now because I'm in a college, and I had to switch the windows to summarize all the arguments.
Okay,
So,
because I see. For me, the biggest distraction was that you froze during the performance, so I couldn't really, evaluate your body language, your facial expressions. Okay, so it kind of impeded the entire performance for you. But it's okay; it happens to the best of us, so totally fine. Maria Teresa, I wasn't actually sure about your performance. I really appreciate the very specific suggestions you gave us. Really good one. However, you kind of evaluated the entire session. I'm not sure if your role was to evaluate the session or to kind of summarize it. Nicholas, can you help me here?
Yes, I think this comes close now to me not explaining it very well, so she should have just summarized the arguments and not the
Yes.
performance.
Because I got this impression it was like the evaluation of table topics, which is basically my role today. And instead of like summarizing what are the main takeaways, okay, of the entire debate. So in here, when we have like the closing sentence, I would actually focus on the summarizing of the main takeaways of the entire debate. However, I really appreciate that you mentioned the consequences. I think it's something and that we should mention consequences, which is very good, actually, very good remark in here. All things considered, do I still have time because I don't see the timer?
No, you do not.
You don't. I don't have time. Okay, I didn't see the red flag. Okay, just let me summarize. I really appreciate the creative approach today. However, if we want to experiment with the form like debate, it's great to explain all the rules in details so we know exactly what we are supposed to do on the stage here. However, I would like to congratulate to everybody who was brave enough to participate, and I hope my advice will help you to grow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maciej. I will. It was really great feedback, and you are right. I will think about more how to introduce the form in.
And also, my apologies, I need to leave you right now. Thank you so much for the invitation. All the best. Love to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maciej, for everything. Bye. Okay. Now I would like our grammarian of today, Maria Teresa, to tell us what she thinks about this meeting, grammar-wise.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nicholas. I'm impressed. I am very impressed. You all do a splendid job, considering the fact that English is not your first language. I found you awesome, really awesome. In fact, I thought you used in a couple of instances words that I wasn't sure that I had heard before, like plethora. He's already gone. Maciej has already done. Plethora means abundance, excessive. But that's what we would sometimes jokingly say in America, a $50 word, because that's not something that's in everybody's vocabulary. Just like Nicholas, as Toastmaster, you use the expression of something being daunting. Again, I was surprised that you had that in your repertoire. Daunting basically means difficult, but it's much more colorful and much more expressive in English. Congratulations. Grammatically, I didn't hear too many things that were wrong, but a few things I did notice. You said something about we came here, we come here. We come here, not we came here, we come here. Just like I heard, and it was so nice, Anne, you were talking about putting up the red light or the green light, and then you realized yourself it wasn't a light, but it was a card. I think you must be used to using lights when you're timing people. But for me, I was looking and visually it was a card and you said lights. So sorry, I have to say something there. Other than that, I think you're absolutely super. Your English, you get an A+ from me tonight, except, and he's left. At one point, I saw something in the chat about, hey guys, can you send the agenda? I've already mentioned this at least to my dear, dear friends and colleagues in Best Odessa. Not everybody in this audience are guys. And some people might be actually a little bit put off if you automatically say, hi guys, or hello guys. Again, I mean, maybe I'm being petty, but just to know that in some instances, this would not be appreciated by the woman in an audience. Other than that, back to you. Toastmaster Nicholas.
Yeah, thank you, Maria Teresa, for your kind words. No, it's nice, because as with Toastmasters, we appreciate, greatly when our vocabularies are broad, and when you highlight it, it's a really nice feeling. Now, please, Anne Maria, tell us about today's time report, which, sorry, tell us about time report.
Yes, for timing purposes, I have the chairman at 2:03, the Toastmaster at 8:42. I didn't time myself when introducing the timer roll. The grammarian roll, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Zoom master, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Speaker number 1 was at 5 minutes 41 seconds, so right on time. Natalia, 6 minutes 57 seconds as speaker number 2. Now the Toastmaster, Niklas, you took 32 minutes 22 seconds. Anna, as the opener of the proposition, you were at 3 minutes. Victor, the rebutter, at 4 minutes 5 seconds. Vitality, the proposition 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Maciek, I think it's pronounced like that, 1 minute 48 seconds. Adam, 1 minute and 59 seconds. Maria Teresa, you were at 2 minutes and 11 seconds. We didn't hear, for technical purposes, our evaluator 1, but you were very flexible. I appreciate that. Evaluator 2 was at 3 minutes 21 seconds. And the table topics evaluator Maciek was at 6 minutes 52 seconds. The grammarian at 2 minutes 21 seconds, and I forgot to time myself right now. Back to you, Niklas.
Yeah, thank you for the report. And now the one person who was observing closely everything which is happening, Anna, please tell us your impressions from this meeting.
Good evening, Toastmasters and friends, guys and girls. I feel really enlightened and entertained and motivated. My role today is to evaluate people who haven't been evaluated yet. I will start traditionally with our quantitative role. Anne-Marie, she did a great job with timing. She told us the time, the roles, and next time I would also like to hear what was the suggested timing for each role. Of course, we can see it in the agenda, but maybe there will be some new people who would like to know what is designated time or how it is written. That would be my suggestion, and I really enjoyed the report. We had also our grammarian, Maria Teresa. She introduces at the beginning word of the day, and what I love about her, she gave a lot of praise for even the fact that we are using English as a second or maybe even third language, and told us some improvement, but not too many, so we can actually remember them. That's what I love about the evaluation. Next time for future meeting, my recommendation is because they are so valuable, she can write them down and share them with us after the meeting. But that's just a suggestion. Take it with a grain of salt. And I haven't heard from her the usage of word of the day, if somebody used it or not. That would be also nice to know. And the second person or the third person I'm going to evaluate is our table topic master and Toastmaster Nicholas. Please give big applause to Nicholas. Maybe it's the last one he's going to get today's meeting after some constructive criticism. He really combined two difficult and challenging roles. I would recommend for next time, try to delegate one of those roles to someone else. If you are a Toastmaster, then or the manager of the evening, I would give table topic master to someone if it's possible. However, it's easier said than done. So sometimes we have to go on emergency mode. And I really love both of your roles. You got interesting feedback from Maciej that it's better as a table topic master to practice traditional table topic. And it's not so easy to explain the debate. However, I think it was a really nice experiment, and I found it one of the debate clubs in Central Europe many years ago, so it was really refreshing. And as I heard, we will have a competition with another Toastmaster debate club, so it was a really nice idea. But I agree with the evaluator that it would be better to explain it or maybe make a separate debate meeting. And I really love how you made a transition as a moderator and table topic master as well. And this is the only improvement I would suggest. If you are introducing new concept, try to explain it in a simple term. We had also our evaluator, Elijah. Unfortunately, for technical difficulties, we could not hear his evaluation for the first speaker, Adam. And therefore, I would appeal to make sure that all of the participants have internet access before the meeting. Of course, anything can happen, and I am impressed how we managed to handle it and move on. And of course, I would recommend the evaluator to give written feedback to the speaker. Then we had second evaluator, Sergei Radchenko. And I really enjoyed the feedback that he gave to the speaker. It was to the point. The improvement I would suggest to put it in clear categories and to summarize the main important point, because you are very observant and you manage to notice almost everything about the speech. I would just summarize some main point and maybe end with the praise to encourage the speaker for next speeches. That would be my suggestion. I really enjoyed the evaluations. And of course, I don't want to forget our Zoom spotlight master, Vladimir. He really explained his new role pretty well. It was clear to me what he's going to do and how he's going to support the meeting. So I really enjoyed this new addition. And I will give the word back to the moderator.
Yeah, thank you for the thorough evaluation. Now, well, we arrived at the end, although a little bit too late with my contribution. I will take the feedback of this meeting to my heart and organize the things better next time. And let me tell you who was the most persuasive person in the table topic session, and that was Maciej, and also the opposition persuaded the other people the most. So congratulations to them and to Maciej as the best speaker in the table topic session. And with that, I would like to close it on my part. And Maria, sorry again, Maria Teresa, sorry. Yes, stage is yours. You are muted.
Can you please pronounce Anna's name again for me? How do you say it?
Like the name of the Anna which was making the timer?
No, the name, the one who gave the lovely general evaluation. How do you say that?
Anna Yurishova.
Yeah,
You're-
that's exactly my name.
I've never heard it pronounced like that. I always call her Yurisova. Okay, I
That's
have to.
that's pretty close as far as I.
No, it's far away. I have to improve. Say it one more time.
Anna Yurishova.
Yurisova.
That's my name.
Okay, it's a lovely name. And I want to ask Vitaly, you mentioned something in the chat about a joke, and I don't think anybody ever asked you about it. Are you prepared to deliver it now?
Yeah, sure. It's actually ancient, very famous in the Soviet Union joke about this inner voice of wisdom. We had like plenty of jokes on this theme. So the best one, in my opinion, was the following. My dad told me when I was a kid. So imagine a cowboy is running on the horse, and the huge tribe of Indians chasing him, probably to kill us for some reason. And this cowboy is trying to flee from these, Indians, and that's it. This is the end. This is the end. I'm done. But his inner voice says him, Joe, this is not the end. You should kill the chief of these Indians. This Joe. Okay, I should kill them. I should kill the chief. Takes the gun and kill the chief. And inner voice. Oh, now this is the end indeed. Be cautious with your inner voice of wisdom.
Yeah, that caught me by surprise, that punchline. Nice.
Anna, would you like to mention something, or should I?
Maria Teresa, you should mention our special event and project. So let's go for it.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters, superstars, I am very proud to invite all of you who can travel to a special event that's going on in Bratislava. It's a Division B humorous speech and table topics contest. 2 for the price of 1. Actually, it's going to be an interesting day, not just contest. We're going to have a TEDx speech by a renowned German Toastmaster. And we're also going to have a voice workshop on how you can improve your public speaking with your vocal variety. Plus, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to put my name in the chat with my email, and you're welcome to send me a message, and I will give you details. But it's Saturday, the 30th of November, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning to end somewhere around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So a day of fun, a day of Toastmastering, a day of excellent speeches, and meeting like-minded people like yourself. You know, one of the things about contests, you realize Toastmasters is not just one club. It's many clubs. It's a community. In fact, it's a family. And I always feel happy here at Chamber and very, very welcome. And thank you so much to Martina, who was able to persuade me to come and join you again, because I was already here last week. This might become a habit. In any event, I'm going to put my name in the chat, and please feel free to contact me if you want details. Again, it's going to be in Bratislava in Slovakia.
And we really need your help with secret roles.
Well, they're not so secret. They're not so secret. We need basically helpers. We definitely need judges. But if you want to be a judge, you have to have certain requirements are necessary for that. But we need people also to be timers or ballot counters.
Sorry, I will have to interrupt you here for a moment. We still did not end the meeting, and this seems to me like the free topic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you had finished. My apologies. Sorry.
Yeah, I should manage it better. So now I give the word to our chairman, Vlado. Please conclude the meeting.
Sorry.
And here I close this meeting. The meeting is officially over, and Maria Teresa can continue.
Yes.
Well, see, I'm passionate. I'm passionate about this, and